Ta-da! It's the Kaleidoscope Corners Beaded Bracelet. This bracelet was inspired from beads included in one of the Potomac Beads Treasure Edition boxes. The theme was pink lemonade. And let's check out the supplies you'll need to make this bracelet. For this project, we're using Eva Beads in multiples of 4. There's 36 in this bracelet. And in case you're not familiar with them, they are a 2-hole bead in a chevron type shape. Size 11 seed beads, 18 of the 4mm Bicone Crystals, and 10 of the Roundtrio Beads. And the Roundtrio Beads are a 3-hole bead, plus you'll need a clasp of your choice. And today I'll be working with Wildfire in this green. That way we'll be able to see in the video what's going on. You could also use Fireline, whichever beading thread you prefer. And I'll start out with 6 feet of thread on my needle. We're going to start the bracelet today by putting the clasp on first. Come into one of the outer holes of the Roundtrio bead and bring it down near the end of your thread, leaving a few inches to tie some knots. I'm going to be working with this clasp, but it does not matter. You could be working with a magnetic clasp or any one of your choice. And for this type, I pick up 3 seed beads and I'll come through one side of the clasp and then needle back through the seed beads, bringing it together, back through the same hole that my thread is exiting. And then I'll repeat that with 3 more seed beads, coming through the other open connection of the clasp, pulling it together, and then coming back through those 3 seed beads. And I want to make sure that this gets pulled tightly together. And I'm just going to hold the tail out of the way and retrace it the same way one time. It's always a good idea to retrace the thread path of your clasp. And you want to retrace it until you come out next to your tail thread. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a knot, tightening it down right there. I'm just going to push my tail through this Roundtrio bead and trim it off. To begin, right now the thread is coming out of the seed beads. So you want to go through the Roundtrio and make sure that you're exiting the hole closest to your clasp. Picking up 2 seed beads, skipping the middle hole, and coming into the next one, the third one over. 2 more seed beads, and back through the hole closest to your clasp. And now we're going to needle through the 2 seed beads on the side of your round duo. And come back through the round duo. Now you're going to begin making the first unit using the Eva beads. You might want to go ahead and lay them out in this formation to get started. So let's begin picking them up. Needle into this one. And then down through this one. And let them slide down next to the Roundtrio bead. Picking up 1 seed bead, the 4mm crystal, and another size 11 seed bead. And then needle through the other hole of the Eva bead. Pulling this all down close to the work. Then come through another Eva bead, bringing that one into place. Picking up one of the Roundtrio beads, just make sure you're using the hole that's closest to the outside. And then come back through the Eva bead, pull this all together, and pulling the thread tight to keep this unit together. And then come up through the next Eva bead. 1 seed bead, 1 bicone, and 1 seed bead. And bring those into place. And then needle down through your Eva bead. And now we need to needle through the first Eva bead that we put on. And you may want to put your finger on top of it and pull your thread tight. And then needle back through the Roundtrio bead using the hole closest to the unit that you just made. And then you should be able to pull this all together. Now we're going to follow our thread path over here to this round trio. It is a little tricky since they changed direction, so come through this one, pulling tight each time to keep the tension. And then you change direction with your needle to go through here. Again, just give it a firm tug. And then needle through the bicone and seed bead and down through the Eva bead. Needle up the next Eva bead, continuing to pull tightly for the thread tension. We have the first unit on. Needle through your round duo in the hole closest to that unit. Picking up 2 seed beads, skipping the middle hole of the round duo, and needling into the one that's furthest out. And 2 more seed beads. We're going to skip the middle hole again, coming back through the one closest to the unit that we just made. Now let's get in position to add another unit. Needle through the 2 seed beads, making sure to pull everything tight, and coming back through the third and outer hole of your round trio. I'm going to set this down, and I like to lay out the beads of the next unit so I know what order I'm picking them up in. You can go ahead and needle into the first Eva bead and the second one, and bring those down your thread next to the first unit. 1 seed bead, a 4mm bicone, and another seed bead. Coming through the other hole of your Eva bead. Sometimes you'll have to hold it in place and pull the beads nice and taut through the next Eva bead, one of the outer holes of the round trio, bringing those along my thread, coming back through the other side of the Eva bead, needling up the one hole of your Eva bead, picking up your seed bead, bicone, and seed bead, bringing those into place, and then back through the empty hole of your Eva bead, and then needle through the very first Eva bead you added to connect that together, kind of pulling this all into place. This color combination is pretty with the blue, don't you think? And now let's go through the round trio bead in the hole closest to the section we just worked on. And pull that all tight. This pattern is fairly simple. Now we're going to needle up here to the round trio and start another section. Coming through 1 Eva here, and then coming over through 2 more. Come through the other hole of your Eva bead, and up the one closest to the round trio at the end. Through the first set of holes of the round trio that we've already used, 2 seed beads, back through the third hole of your round trio. So we're just skipping the middle one, 2 more, and coming back through the first set of holes closest to the Eva bead. Now to add another unit, just need to come through those 2, then through the end hole of the round trio bead. And I just suggest laying out the beads for each unit before you start, making it easier on yourself as you're beading. And now with 3 units together, continue adding your units. This bracelet's been a lot of fun to put together, and the only thing left to do is attach the clasp again over here on this side. So whatever clasp you used, just repeat the process to attach it here when you finish out of the round trio. And when you're almost finished, don't forget to retrace the thread path for your clasp a few times. And then work your way back through the bracelet and slipping in a half hitch knot. Needle a bead or 2 past your knot before trimming off your tail. Ta-da! We're finished with the Kaleidoscope Corners bracelet. This is really going to be a lot of fun for you to make. I hope you enjoy it, and as always, have a beautiful day.